After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 429. Today is Saturday, November 21st, 2020, as we are recording. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
We want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave.
This is the last time you will see us with our hair not cut.
Hopefully.
Well, I mean, for this go around.
Right.
We will be look prettified again.
We want to welcome all new and returning viewers. If you are new, we're glad that you found us. We hope you see something that you like and that you will remain. Please feel free to hit the little subscribe button. Yes. On the right, and press the little bell so you can get notifications. And if you are returning, we're always glad to have you back. If you are in the shadows, new or returning, and you haven't pressed the little subscription button, right?
Subscribe button?
Subscribe button. On the right, and the little bell so you get the notifications. We'd love to have you be official. And if you are not a part of the PHN home group, which is phnpodcast.freeforums.net, we'd love to have you there. That's where all the alongs take place. You know, the toy along, the cherry along, all the different things. It's where all the camaraderie is. We have a lot of fun threads there. We have a lot of fun people there. So
we just have a lot of fun in general.
Yeah. So if you'd like to join us there, just, there's a little link in the little description box below this video, and you can say you want to come in, and one of us will let you in. Okay? We just want to make sure you're not a bot. All right?
You just say pretty please, and you'll be let in.
Pretty please with sprinkles?
With sprinkles on top.
So, yeah, unicorn sprinkles. Okay. Tea.
Yes, it is tea. Also, we are using our Flare Aid.
Yes, this is, the shop is Flare Aid on Etsy.
She is a PHNer.
She is a PHNer. Her name is Jessica, and she is a brand new baby shop. Mm-hmm. So if you need, heating pads, she's doing scrunchies now for your hair.
Neck pillows.
Neck pillows. So she's adding different things. Mm-hmm. So you might want to take a look. It's a great place to get Christmas gifts. It's a great place if you have pain. Mm-hmm. So you might want to take a look there.
Yep.
All right, let me see.
Mom and I kind of have joint ownership over these heating pads.
Well, the big ones are hers and this little one is mine, but she keeps them.
Yeah, I keep them, and we have joint ownership because when we podcast, she's always in pain, and I have a level of pain too. So we share our pain stuff.
Share alike.
Exactly.
I could do without sharing pain. Thank you very much.
Well, we can't share the pain in this case. We can share the pain relief.
Yes.
Okay, so
what is it? Life is pain,
Princess.
Highness.
I think was it Highness or Princess?
Highness, I think.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Life is pain, Highness. Anyone telling you differently is selling something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is that Jess? Hi, Jess.
Oh dear.
Okay. So anyway, moving on.
Your tea's first because you have more projects than I.
This is
interesting what she did.
This is what my daughter's head looks like. It's Nobo, and there's a story behind it, and you can either go back into the other episodes, or you can contact somebody who's been with us for a while, myself included, and we will let you know about the oboe head.
Contact the PHN elders. The elders of the PHN clan.
Mm-hmm. Rana, you may get contacted. Okay.
Is she like the medicine woman?
She's like Shamba Viral. Anyway.
That's a... last was a story reference.
Yeah. Okay. My tea, I had all these little... You know how you have loose leaf tea and you have not quite enough to make a cup of tea with it? Yes.
Oh.
Okay, so...
Sorry.
So this is a mixture of 3 Plum Deluxe teas and 1 Vine and Leaf tea. Okay? Because even with the 3 Plum Deluxe, I couldn't finish it. So couldn't get my cup made.
Wait, 3 Plum Deluxe? Wow, Mom.
So the first one I put in was chocolate rosemary caramel herbal tea which is honeybush tea, rooibos tea, cocoa nibs, rosemary, vanilla, chocolate essence, love, gratitude, no caffeine. Okay, and I finished that one off, and I said, oh, that's not even a teaspoon. Okay. Then I put in the chocolate hazelnut. No, I'm sorry. I put in the red velvet pura dessert tea, which is pura tea, cocoa peel, cocoa nib, beetroot pieces, blackberry leaves, chocolate essence, love, gratitude, has caffeine. Okay, and that still wasn't enough.
I'm surprised you didn't ask me for this one because I have more of that when you could have used that.
Chocolate hazelnut dessert tea. All organic honeybush tea, cocoa nibs, hazelnuts, pieces, hazelnut essence, love, gratitude, no caffeine. So another one without caffeine. And then I still didn't have enough. So just a tiny bit of fine teas and artisan chocolates, chocolate truffle. This is like taking a bite out of a velvety, smooth chocolate confection. This tea is truly chocolate lover's dream. Rich Ceylon black tea is blended with cocoa nibs, chicory, chocolate chips, and even a dash of cocoa powder to create this lusciously decadent indulgence. And this, I think, is caffeinated as well. So half caffeine, half not caffeine. And you might see the common denominator is chocolate.
Yes, apparently Mom was in a mood for chocolate.
So let me see here. And that chocolate truffle really gave it the extra push into the chocolate. Want to taste this?
Yeah, let me stir mine. I'll taste yours. I'm really interested in what yours tastes like.
Good.
Although some of the teas in there I don't like. Actually, no, you didn't do the banana one.
No, I didn't.
So there isn't a tea in there I don't like. Oh, that's good. Mm-hmm. That turned out well.
Maybe I should join Plum Deluxe tea to make the tea.
Say, Andy, here's my chocolate tea idea.
Of course, there might be a little proprietary over at Vine and Leaf about
They might be.
using their tea. I've got to get something that's out of screen here.
Okay, so I have... Sorry, what I also have for snack is we're trying to do gluten-free, dairy-free options for Thanksgiving. Not everything, just enough that I can have parts of Thanksgiving myself.
As much as possible.
As much as possible. We'll go into that more detail
Later.
but I was testing out a pumpkin pie filling recipe. So I'm eating that right now.
It was funny because we didn't know what kind of a container because it was like a partial can. And the first container, she's like, I don't know, is this cooked right? I'm like, that's not cooked. I mean, it's heated through, but it's not cooked. So we put it in a different container so it would solidify a little bit more. It's pretty funny.
But it's good. It's definitely pumpkin pie, but also makes me think a little bit of apple butter. Mm-hmm. I think it's partially a texture thing and eating it by itself without the crust.
There's no apple in it. It reminds me very strongly of maple because there's maple sweetener in there.
Yes, yes, there is. Because I think they had to do something to make up for the fact that they can't have the condensed milk.
Sweet and condensed milk.
Because sweet and condensed milk is quite sweet.
Very sweet. I mean, I will put that in I have to be very careful to put it where I can't see it because I'll just I just take a little bit of that. Just a little bit of that. No.
So what I have for tea does not have chocolate. This is the tea of the month for Plum Deluxe. So if you have not yet received your tea of the month, you might want to plug your ears. Presuming now that your ears are plugged, this is Plum Deluxe tea, Ginger Delight black tea, warm and spicy for your soul.
I like ginger in my tea. It's good.
Ginger, green rubios, black tea, peppercorns, orange peel, calendula, strawberry pieces, peach pieces, natural caramel essence.
That's why it smells like Fruity Pebbles. All that fruit.
You see, I didn't smell it this time around. Unlike with the William Shakespeare, which always smells like Fruity Pebbles to me.
Too much stuff on this table.
Oh, and one of the Earl Greys always smells like it. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's Lady Grey that smells like it. This is good. This has a nice bite to it.
Or does it? A ginger bite?
Yeah, it's a mixture of the ginger and the peppercorns, I think. But it's not so strong because I have a purely ginger infusion, and sometimes I can't drink it because it's so much of a bite. But this one's a good bite.
That does have a bit of a bite. Mm-hmm. That's an interesting taste. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that one. I don't dislike it.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure where it falls in my taste category. That's good.
The ginger, definitely.
That's really good. The ginger is what I'm tasting.
The ginger is strongly contributing to that.
And there's some kind of fruit that I can't identify which one it is of the ones you told me.
I can't taste the strawberry. It must be the orange.
I don't know. It's okay. Well, so that's our teas. Let me.
Do you want a little taste of pumpkin? It's not worth very many calories, so you don't.
I Hold on.
Don't have to worry about it.
Oh,
Here,
all
you
right.
can take from my spoon. Ew, germs.
Mommy germs.
Gross. I've never had mom
good.
germs before.
Good stuff.
Doesn't that work?
Mm-hmm. Very good. Okay.
Gross, disgusting. I'll
If you-
actually have mom
if you-
germs all the time.
If you want to know what that is, you can contact us and we'll get it out to you, the recipe.
Yeah, I can tell you where to get it because I actually had to pay for that recipe.
Oh, okay. Tell you what to get it. Okay. All right. Moving on. We've done our tea.
But you can get it online. The lady has a bunch of gluten-free, dairy-free books, and this came from a holiday.
Is this the one that I found or the other one?
This is the one I found. It was from that selection of
Oh, right.
she had a selection of holiday recipes, a selection of fall recipes,
Right.
that kind of thing.
And I found one really nice site until I found another one.
Well, I
It was
had
tempting.
had the other site for a while.
What other site?
The one with my book.
Like, no, I understand that. I'm just saying that you found one and I found one.
Yeah.
And that, because we're looking for that kind of thing. And then there was something else we found. Oh, the candy thing. Because
yeah.
Davina was really upset. And to be honest, I was a little upset as well. That
Yeah, I think they were both more upset than I was that I wouldn't have candy in my stocking.
candy in a stocking. So Taya found.
So I was like, just put my bunny fruit snacks that from Annie's in
but that's
there.
not candy.
'Cause I love fruit
so,
snacks.
So we went and Taya found something for gluten-free, dairy-free candies. And some of them you wouldn't expect, like
my
Junior Mints.
Skittles and my Starburst, my two favorite candies. I was
And
so psyched.
Those Junior Mints, they actually have chocolate in them. Yeah, the chocolate.
I wonder if you had to be careful which of the Junior Mints you get.
It didn't say.
It didn't say, but
I think most of the Junior Mints are dark chocolate.
yeah,
So.
because the only time I asked is like Martin sells Junior Mints, and then they specified another one, dark chocolate one. So I was like, huh. I wonder if some of them aren't.
Well, I guess you have to be careful. And then I found a book that lists restaurants that have gluten-free, dairy-free menus, which is really cool.
I'm gonna get up behind screen and grab tissue because I have allergy problems.
Okay. So, moving on.
Apologize.
We will go ahead and
It's businessy.
do businessy stuff.
Whee!
We are getting ready, as I said multiple times, to send out the stuff to the pregnancy center. And I do have something to show in acquisitions that came from one of our wonderful, generous PHNers for that. Okay,
Yes.
so we will wait till the end of the podcast to see that. So if you want to see that, you have to wait till the end. Okay. I still have the stuff to send out to Brittany. I know I keep saying it, but I've been busy doing other kinds of mailings.
Well, especially with Thanksgiving coming up too.
So I'm hoping that I can get it out relatively soon, because I want to. I keep saying, and I did get some out last time we did it, but I'm always like at the very. I feel
I
like
need
I'm
to
always
finish
wrecked.
the one I have on the needles.
Well, I may or may not wait for that.
No, don't wait for it.
Okay.
If I don't finish it, it'll be for next year.
Yeah. So
I got distracted with other things.
right. Okay, so charity stuff is still going strong. We are still accepting charity things. We are still sending them out. I have little itty bitty hats and things that will be going to. I think it's Kim. No, is it Kim? I forget who
Kim.
it is.
It is Kim.
Who's doing the Amelia project. So, we're still doing all that stuff. Let me see here. Amelia project. Yes, Kim. Okay. All right. And she also accepts other things. Now, moving into the alongs, the PHN Charity Cal 2020 is in its last quarter, which is kind of strange and a little disturbing that it's already that late in the year.
Well, this has been the oddest year.
Right. Now I'm going to basically kind of read the rules for this along. I'll change it when we get to the others. This along began January 1st, 2020, and it runs through midnight of December 31st, 2020, which means once you hit January 1st, it's done. Now, because of the different time zones all around the world, we have we're an international podcast, which is awesome in
Yes.
terms of our viewers. You can, if you see the thread is open still, you can put stuff in.
Yeah.
If it's closed, you won't be able to, okay? It just depends on which administrator or moderator closes the thread down, okay?
Right.
It will be midnight somewhere when we close it down, okay? The projects must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted, except for the masks, the face masks that we're doing for the coronavirus, for the first responders, for medical personnel, and all that kind of stuff. If you're doing that kind of thing, we do accept the sewn masks, okay? Previous whips are allowed but must be worked on during the along. Chatter and pictures will all be in the same thread. All charity projects will be accepted. But baby items will be eligible for 2 chances at a prize, as will the sewn masks and Hat Not Hate, the dishcloths that go to Brittany, the anything that's charity, that's going to go to charity, that's from Talia's Patterns, My Shawl Pattern, Laura Concert's Patterns, or is in My Yarn or in Laura's Yarn, gets 2 chances at a prize. And if you have My Yarn or Laura's Yarn and one of those featured patterns in a finished object, that's 3 chances at a prize. Multiple postings are only for finished objects, and you are responsible for your own multiple postings, okay? 1 WIP per project per week, the FO whenever it's finished. It's hashtag PHN Charity 2020 on Instagram. And our prizes for this quarter was a donation of West Yorkshire Spinners yarn in the pheasant colorway, donated by Mama C, who's Christina.
So
Thank
beautiful
you, Christina.
yarn.
Beautiful yarn. And mohair min yarn donated by Marriott. Thank you, Marriott. She was extremely generous as well. We're
Yes.
still going through all the yarn she gave us a long, long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
Because she
She gave us a huge haul.
she gave us a huge haul. It was amazing. So
And we always try to spread it out.
yeah, so we are very, very grateful to our generous donators or donors, or however you want
However
to
you
say that
say it.
word. Thank you very much, because you're the reason we can be generous with our prizes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, the Toy Along 2020 is going very strong. I haven't been as active as I like. I do see the things as I go through the threads and everything. I don't always get the chance to comment, though I like things. I love seeing all the toys. It's amazing.
I usually get a chance to look at all the projects when I'm doing
The intro for the podcast.
yes, that.
So we have, the bookworm army is good to see.
Yes,
Now-
I need to take a picture of my bookworm so I can put it in there.
Me too. You
Bookworms,
you who are doing bookworms, I know there's a lot more of you than is showing up in the bookworm army thread. Don't forget to put it in the bookworm army thread. We want to see
The
all of them.
bookworm army needs you.
Yes. Yes, a reference.
Yes.
Historical, movie, whatever you want to do, okay? So, yeah, if you are doing a bookworm and you've only put it in the Toy Long thread, don't forget, as you're putting it in that thread, to put it into the bookworm army thread, okay? I think it's called the bookworm army, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I put it up and I don't remember what I said it was.
I'm pretty sure you called it bookworm army because I kept calling it bookworm army.
Yeah. And I should have said, all the worms go marching, marching. But I didn't want to. I didn't think of it. So it is a reference if you are a fan of certain music. Okay. This began October 1st, 2020 and runs through December 31st, which means January 1st it's done. Okay. And normal rules applied. No sewn objects, just knitted, crocheted, and loom knitted. All right. The same featured yarns and featured patterns, just for ease. Mine and Laura's yarn, mine, Laura's, and Talia's. Well, I don't have a toy pattern, so that gets me out. But in place of my toys, where would be my toys, the Bakery Bears toys.
Yes.
Her bears and her giraffe, okay? And whatever toys that she might have had that I'm not aware
I haven't
of.
seen any other toys besides those because
think-
she's kind of moved away from the toys.
Yeah, so those are the featured toys, okay? And let's see here. As always, the featured finished objects in the featured patterns or featured yarns is 2 chances at a prize. And finished objects that combine a featured pattern and featured yarn is 3 chances at a prize. And you are responsible for your own multiple posting, okay? Now, Laura Concert's yarn is Lollipop Girl yarns. My yarn is Franciscan, not Franciscan.
Your yarn is not Franciscan
No, it's
Gypsy.
not. That's Taya's Patterns. My yarn is Lady Fernico Creations
I think
yarn.
you need a sip of your tea right now.
Taya's Patterns, Franciscan Gypsy Designs. Laura's, I think, are just Laura Concert Designs.
I'm pretty sure that is correct.
Let me get this here. Hashtag PHN Toy 2020. I think on the last podcast I forgot to say toy. But, okay.
I can't recall.
All right. The prizes, yes, there are prizes. I don't remember what they are. I have a bag here full of prizes, but I don't feel like trying to figure out what I did for each along
We
on
have
the
it
podcast.
somewhere.
We have it. You will have prizes. It'll just be a surprise. The
Yep.
surprises are good, right?
Surprises are always
We always
happy.
do. We always do good surprises. Okay, we don't do bad surprises. All right, so that leaves us, huh?
Yet.
Yet. Okay. Oh, you got to do better than that. Okay, so rough draft. I guess I go first.
You do go first.
All right.
I have a hair in my yarn.
Okay.
I have
in
a
my
hair in my yarn.
Be quiet, you oboe head. In my Mama C. Owl's bag. I love this bag. It makes me so happy. Look at how bright and pretty it is.
But she doesn't have any owl bags.
I don't.
guys.
I do not have any owl bags. And you will see that I don't have any owl bags as we go through the podcast. Okay.
You'll just see how much she has no
No
owl
owl
bags.
how few owl bags I actually have.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so this is September. You guys have seen September, and I have the little
September's like you've seen me. I'm important.
the little feet I have. The little just doesn't have a tail. Just the little feet and the little.
No, he doesn't have
the
a little tail.
Yeah. Well, she's a she. And
Well, she
then
doesn't, sorry,
October.
Is October a he? Or are they
No,
both
October.
she's?
They're both she's.
Okay.
October also has her little feet and her little belly button or whatever you want to call it. But,
I never considered it a belly button, but I considered it like a
so you can see I've started her.
belly button cover, maybe.
Progress has been made. I have started the undershell for her.
Yay!
Okay.
Yay! Progress.
So this is Sheaf and Dragonfly Fibers. This is
you can
Madeline Tosh Liquid Gold. And the green is Fresh by Marigold Gem.
because we use it's nice yarn for
Yeah.
our toys.
And apparently, we also use people who are like no longer available. So-
Matt Tosh is still going
Matt
strong.
Tosh is,
Don't
but-
say that about Matt
But
Tosh.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. So
Don't, I like Matt Tosh. Don't say that about Matt
yeah, I like
Tosh.
Matt Tosh. Well, I like all these yarns.
But don't say about Matt Tosh.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, so let me just do that. I'm not gonna show this one yet. I'm actually gonna get the designs out of the way to begin with for once.
Yay.
Yay! Okay, so
Shake it
in
up.
My Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival bag is a blanket design in progress that continues in progress.
It's a bag.
It is a bag.
Okay.
I think my heat might be out.
Yeah, mine is too. I have to turn it over.
It's slightly warm now, but
I like the weight.
it is a nice weight. It's a little harder to keep on my neck. Just for the weight.
Yeah, this keeps falling off. I need to
Well, because you're doing stuff.
because I'm moving. It has nothing to do with
No.
her design.
What
If
I like doing-
if I'm just sitting here, it's perfect.
What I like doing is having like a hoodie on,
Yeah.
and then I put the hoodie and that holds it in place.
Well, I might have if I knew I was going to do this. Of course, I can't do it unless I have something under it because it gets really hot.
Yeah. Put it on your shirt.
Put it under my shirt.
You
yeah.
look like you had like the shoulder pads from the 80s. They're 80s, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, with my hair and everything. Okay.
You would have had to put a scrunchie on
I
top.
have a scrunchie.
Do you?
It's just a dark blue one.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, in my Cloverbird,
You
not
would
an
have
owl
to move
bag.
your hood, the
I used to do
shoulder.
that. I have that. I have a sweatshirt that I kind of sleep in it or wander around after I wake up and I don't want to wear a robe. I wear like loose pants and this shirt over my pajamas, and it's my husband got it for me 30 some odd years ago. We were in Belgium, and it's an oversized man's very light sweatshirt, and so it does that thing where you have the shoulder coming off. Because apparently I never got out of the 80s. Anyway, the bag is not a owl bag. It's a Cloverbird Mickey Mouse bag. Because Mickey Mouse is not an owl. He should be, but he's not. This is my spoiled...
Mickey Owl doesn't have quite the same ring.
No. Ollie Owl. Spoiled bunny stop scarf from the Surabel scarf pattern. I love seeing all the Surabels that are starting to come up. That makes me happy.
You're getting a Surabel army.
Yes, a Surabel army.
I'm sure you can have an army of Surabels.
We can make Surabel flags.
Yeah, there you go. They're the flags to support it's the standard of the Cyrano army.
Yeah. We make the flags and the blankets and the scarves and all that kind of stuff for the weather. So I made a little bit of progress on
Support
this.
the troops.
Support
So
your
your worm
worm
troops.
army. Yeah. Here you go. So this is how much I've done. I didn't do a whole lot on this. I think I worked a little bit. A lot of times I do my work on these projects during Talia's PT. So how much I get done depends on how long.
I think
her
I had a
PT
longer
is.
PT
You
this
did
time.
because I got all the projects. I got to all the projects that I brought with me. So depending on my hands and the weather and stuff like that, and how long her PT is, I get a number of projects, and I can easily double, or in this case, more than double. I think I tripled the projects that I had because I only had like 2, and then I came back and I had 9. So now, granted, I did do 1 or 2 here when I got back home, but this is working out really well. This is that Tess yarn that Taya got me for Mother's Day that I had no idea. It's been in 2 or 3 projects and I've torn it out.
And I
So-
was like, it would be a perfect Sarah Belle. And she fought me. And then she's like, yes.
Well, no, I wasn't going to take it out until I found out that I made a mistake on the knitted pattern I was doing, and I tried fixing it, and I was like, I can't fix this. I don't feel like asking Taya to do it or taking it all out, so if I have to take it all out, it's going to be crocheted.
I was delighted.
Yes. I think she went into my stuff and did something to it.
Of course, because I totally had the brain power and the energy for all that.
I know, you hide it. You're sneaky that way.
So, in my next project, you only get to see the bag for. This is another design in progress. It's very, very sequin.
Very, very secret. We're hunting rabbits.
So, yes, this is my knit sayings bag.
Okay. All right, my next one is in my
That's Silver Shade USA.
huge Universal Studios canvas bag. This is a really nice, sturdy bag. I'm not always impressed by things you get at theme parks and things like that, but this is really sturdy.
Which is nice. You
Yeah.
know, they actually gave you a quality bag.
Yep. Now, this,
It's
here's...
shocking.
Shocking.
Sorry,
Poor
Kay.
Kay. I love Kay.
That's probably why I do that, because I like her.
I do.
She's nice.
So this is from Christina. She made this for me so I wouldn't lose my hook. My hook is in here. And I did a little bit of work on this.
Who finished theirs?
I forget who it was, but it made me giggle that she finished it already. So I did a little bit of this also on at the PT. This was the last project I worked on for PT. I think I did a row and a half while I was waiting. Because by the time I get to the last project, A, my hands are starting to hurt, and B, I don't have a lot of time because Taya's getting ready to come back. So I'm still on the green. The next color will be orange with Mikey. So it'll be Mikey, orange, Donatello, purple, Raphael, red, and Leonardo, this deep blue. And those are the Ninja Turtles, in case you're wondering. They're 4 brothers who got affected by some ooze, and they became intelligent, and their mentor, a rat, taught them how to do ninja stuff, and they became heroes, which is kind of the long and short of it.
Indeed.
Okay,
It's an 80s thing.
it's an 80s thing. Although it's
It
still
was-
going strong.
Right, and it was meant to be kind of a imitation of Daredevil.
Which I think is funny.
Yes, I do too.
Makes
They
me
need
too.
to have a Daredevil and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic if they don't already have it. They have a
Batman,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Which is kind of fun.
But they need to do one with Daredevil since Daredevil was the inspiration. But anywho, in my last one where I just get to show you the bag, in my Silver Shed USA ornaments bag that Brittany gave me is
And that's B-Wing.
B-Wing. Yep, this is my ornament design.
There are some people that we can't get through the podcast without mentioning them.
Yes,
B-Wing.
wing,
Bing, 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 bing.
wing,
Wing?
wing.
B-Wing, Patty was Wombat of Doom. You know, Laura Concert, a few other people, you know, Emma, you know, people that we just kind of...
I think I'm going to put my feet up even though I don't feel bad yet because I maybe can avoid it later. Because usually what happens is I'll sit up too long and then I'll pay for it after the podcast.
And if I can't remember who we're supposed to mention, they'll still come up.
Yes.
Okay. And by supposed to, I mean that we just do it, as a matter of course.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Crystal, crochet, chronically crocheting.
Yes.
I didn't use her mug today. I was going to. All right.
You're a horrible person.
I'm a horrible, rotten person. Okay. Now, in my Silver Shed USA PHN Faces bag, this is my husband's artwork. It's a classic bag. The first one I think we did that was
a custom.
custom. Okay, I think I'm going to have to take these off for the time
Yeah, I
being.
think I'm going to have to get mine off too.
Okay. Oh, I don't want to put it on her shell. She might get hot. Okay. This is the Taste of Autumn shawl project from the Scrap Shawl Project by Anastasia Sattel, the pattern. And this is for Talia, and I didn't do a whole lot on this either.
Oops, it's a bunny. I'll put him back later.
And this one's close
sorry,
to being
Senna.
This is close to being done, but for some reason I'm kind of dragging my feet. But look at how big this is. It's just ginormous.
This is going to be awesome.
It's so pretty.
I
did-
like big shawls and I cannot lie.
I wasn't sure how I was going to like this, given the fact that I was going to have to do 2 variegateds. But that's really pretty. I like it.
It's going to be nice and comfy.
Nice and comfy, cozy. So I have another shawl. So this one It's all, I think it's pretty close. This is all Miss Babs yarn except for this gold here, which is Malabrigo. And it's called Sunset. I think I finally got that straight.
Sunrise, sunset,
Are you quite finished, you oboe head?
sunrise, sunset.
Quiet, oboe head. Do your next project.
Okay, so my next one I think I can actually show you.
Yay!
Yay! So
We need Dan and Kay's little yay!
oh, they have the clapping in the background. We're not that
We're not that produced.
produced now.
Polished.
Polished, yes.
We are what you see.
On rare occasions, I'll edit a little bit, but really not that much. So in my Ravelry tote bag,
We are unedited.
and
Uncensored, unedited. Oops.
is a bunny.
I did do a good job mixing that. That's good.
If you do say so yourself.
I do.
If
Pat,
you say
pat,
so
pat.
yourself.
It's creepy.
Oh, it's okay. You're not creepy. No,
Let
no.
me
You
see.
said he was creepy.
Ah.
Milo's feelings are hurt. This is Milo,
Milo would not exist if it weren't for my yarn.
and he is made in Mom's yarn.
Isn't she pretty? He pretty? He, right?
Yes, he is a he. He might end up having to have a red tail or something because I'm running a little low on yarn.
Oh, okay. Do you have the right color?
I'm sure I've read somewhere,
Yeah, I like that.
or I might use some yellow.
I
I'm sure
like
it's some
it.
yellow somewhere.
He's not sick.
No,
It's
he's
his
not.
color. Yes, I like to pet my toys.
So it's gonna be touch and
Oh,
go. If
yeah.
I'm gonna have enough yarn.
Wow. Especially with crochet.
Yes, but it's single crochet. I'm a tight crocheter.
But still,
It's going to be touch and go. He might
Yeah.
have a different tip to his tail. And I knew this could happen. I was a little wary as it was, but
did you have the full skein?
I thought it was. But maybe I used a little for something.
Maybe.
I can't imagine.
Did
I
you
would've.
use one for your blanket?
I don't think I did. I could have, I suppose, but I don't think I did.
But this is worse. Is you probably had a little less yardage than you thought.
So we will see if he will have a different color tail.
He will definitely be a unique.
He is
He's
unique.
cute. Okay.
So yeah, he grew a little bit, but not a whole lot this week. I've been distracted.
Okay. In my
Back in the bag.
hide in the bag. Watch the table here.
Oh, sorry, Mom.
Okay. In my PHN 5-year chameleon bag that my husband designed, this is Ann Brody, Silver Shed, USA, is my bottom of the hill scarf. And I thought I would finish this, and I actually did 2 or 3 rows, but I still have this much left. So it might be another week or two, given Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So,
Because our Thanksgiving will be busy just prepping. Even though we won't have any visitors, we can't help but do the whole like Thanksgiving
yeah,
thing.
we're Italian descent here, part Italian. So I like the way this is turning out. This is James C. Brett chunky yarn, and I don't know what the color is because they don't list the color. And
I think it's got to be sand or something.
yeah,
like
I'm not
that.
sure if it's MC9 or MC10. When I looked it up, and it's hard to tell on monitors. Witness all the different responses we got about my shirt last
I
week.
was surprised. I was honestly a little surprised how many people respond to the question about your shirt.
Yeah, I think it was funny. I like the one who said, "Can I take the 5th?"
Well, there was a few years back on the internet. I'm sure people remember. Like, is this a green dress or is it a blue dress?
Right. I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was a thing online.
Oh, not us though.
No. It was just a thing. It was going around everywhere.
Oh,
We showed a
okay.
picture and people
Yeah.
would have to say what they saw.
Well, your monitors differ, and when you have something, the thing itself wasn't. The shirt itself is not a. When I took it out into different light, I can see it's not a pure green, but neither is it blue. I think it's more of an aqua, and so that would account for a lot of the blue. I was surprised by the grays,
Yes.
by the amount of grays.
But it did seem to be mostly guys,
Although
which
there
was
was,
interesting.
there was also one girl.
Yeah.
So it was kind of interesting to see. I enjoyed that immensely.
Yeah, it was-
little,
it was
little
amusing.
things, you know.
It was very amusing.
Because apparently now we have teams, Team Blue and Team Green, and apparently Team Gray as well. Now that there are 3 or 4 of them.
They're the write-in team.
The what?
They're the write-in.
The write-in candidate. Yeah. So that was immensely satisfying. It was fun. It made my day to just kind of see all who's going to vote what next time. That was just fun. So, and just a little thing, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. Anyway,
This is definitely green this time.
yes, this is green. So my
Okay,
London
that we can
shirt.
agree.
So this is brown, tan, and cream. A little bit of dark brown in it. So this is very nice. I like this yarn. And hopefully it will be done in the next week or two.
I still have my little London shirt, but it's like really thin. I probably wouldn't wear it as an adult because it's probably a little bit threadbare.
But yours was a actual T-shirt.
Mine was a
wasn't it?
T-shirt
and it
with
would have
the-
been for a kid.
It was. I don't think it was meant for a kid because I would wear it as an adult after. I think
we-
it must have been big
We
on
must
me.
have got it big for you, yeah.
Yeah.
Because when we left there, you were not even a teenager yet.
Yeah, I
You weren't even in double digits. I think you
no,
turned
but
double
I
digits
wore
then.
that even into teenage years. Actually, into college, I didn't wear it a lot up into college because it was getting a little thin. But yeah, that shirt either it stretched easily or we got it too big for me. But Davina
can't-
sadly doesn't remember her. I've seen London. Gotta take me home shirt.
Oh.
You remember it, right?
No.
It had like a giraffe on it because she always used to complain like that you want to go home or something. And so you got her a T-shirt that said, "Okay, I've seen London. Now take me home."
Oh, okay. I have a shirt somewhere, and unfortunately, I don't think it's a sweatshirt. I think it's a T-shirt for the Linden Tree in. I
Oh,
think
you have one from London?
Yeah, I think it was Bury St. Edmunds that they had the Linden Tree.
I liked the little umbrellas they had on their drinks.
It was a restaurant, our favorite restaurant, I think, probably in
It
England.
was a fish place, wasn't it?
We used to have fish,
Okay.
but I was upset because just before we got ready to get transferred out, they stopped serving my favorite dish, and they served the most ginormous portions. You know, they were huge portions, Linden Tree, and I think the one we went to I think it was Bury St. Edmunds. It might have been Cambridge, but I think it was Bury St. Edmunds.
And it was
Maybe-
the place where we took any guest, you know.
Yeah, maybe one of our British viewers can tell us. I don't know if it's a chain or if it's just specific to a certain place, but the Linden Tree we went to was fabulous.
I don't remember the food very well. I just remember the little straws in the drinks because I wanted or not the straws, little umbrellas in the
Yeah,
drinks.
they had some interesting things. It was a nice place.
And the umbrellas would actually close.
Yeah, well, that happens all the time.
But I thought it was cool as a kid.
but usually the umbrellas do close. Little wooden umbrellas or whatever.
I thought it was the coolest thing.
I used to always get a fish dish there. It was so good. I think it had shrimp in it too.
I'm sure Davina and I just got like, I don't know,
Oh, you probably got
fish
hamburger
and chips
pizza or something.
I'm sure we got fish
they
and
did.
chips.
They didn't just have fish. I don't think, but I don't remember. So anybody who's familiar with Linden Tree and knows what it's like now, maybe you can update us because it was. I want to think that one closed, and that would make me incredibly sad because I have a lot of nice memories from Linden Tree. Okay,
So my turn.
is it your turn?
It is, because
It
you
is.
just did that scarf.
Right, I did. Why did we get into Linden Tree?
Because I was looking at your shirt.
London, that's right.
So in my, well, I guess this is still kind of British, TARDIS,
Yep. Call box.
the TARDIS bag from, this is a plover
Plover
bird
bag,
bag, and this is my bigger on the inside bag, because it has a universe inside. This is actually one of my favorite bags.
What's in there?
This is my Dobbin Wood by K.F. Jones.
Of
And
Bakery Bears fame.
of Bakery Bears fame.
She's infamous.
So
That's even
I'm-
more than famous.
I'm getting so close. I'm finishing this front. This will be the left front panel. So I have one more row of this orangey color, and then I go back into this lace section, and then I think I have a little bit of garter on the bottom.
This isn't
Not
Squash
garter.
Blossom, is it? No.
No, this is some dragonfly. It's part of a kit.
Right. Oh,
And I
from
had-
the rodeo kit.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm just. I'll
Because
put
this is Miss Babs.
Yeah, the other two colors are Miss Babs.
Right.
I think this is espresso.
Right.
And this,
There's that word again, espresso.
yeah. I actually don't remember the name of this colorway because I got a bunch of it, I think, thinking to make a sweater out of it. And then when I started making more sweaters, like, yeah, there's no way I'm making a sweater out of that. But this is perfect.
Why would change
It's just too busy.
It depends on the pattern. If it's a stockinette pullover.
And I think I couldn't bring myself to do that much stockinette.
Right. A stockinette pullover or even a garter pullover would be okay in that. What you wouldn't want to do in this is cables or lace.
Right, and
or
I
anything
think
like that.
I got to the point with my sweaters where the idea of doing that much stockinette or even that much garter was abhorrent to me. So with this, it's kind of broken up. First of all, by seat stitch, and then when you do the splitting, it feels like it's shorter.
See, I don't think I would like this necessarily in a cardigan, but I could see this in a pullover. Yeah.
So yeah, it's
It
almost done. And Mom, I know, is looking forward to when I finish because then, well, hey, I'm excited because then I can block my blue one.
Right.
I'll block this one first and continue wearing my blue one, and then after this one dries, I'll block my blue one.
Right.
Because the blue one I finished right before surgery, so it never got blocked because I've been wearing it constantly since then. my TARDIS one. But then when I'm finished with this, I can start Mom's. And these little these front panels work up pretty quickly, and the lace is simple on the front. So
Right.
yep, that's all about that.
Okay.
This TARDIS bag is my Dobbinwood bag right now.
In my let me see, what bag am I looking at here?
I do not
Oh.
know which
My
bag
Kiki
are
Boo
you looking
Owls.
at?
I don't have any Owls bags. Kiki Boo Owls bag. Holiday Owls is my Rusty Preemie hat, and I only did a little bit on this too because I haven't been wanting to loom knit that much right now. Doesn't mean I will definitely be coming back to it because
Well, you go through phases.
I'm a very much of a inspiration strikes me, and I kind of
It's a
get
bunny.
stuck in not a rut, in a zone, and I want to work on certain things in certain ways and that kind of stuff. So this is right now. I'm not doing a lot of loom knits, but right now I do have one on the loom.
You must be close, Mom, because you said they aren't very long.
Yeah, it's not very long. I only did like a couple rows, and the stitches aren't that big. Let me see here.
But I'm saying you must be close to finishing it.
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. And Laura Concert gave me this loom. I use this loom probably. I use a lot. Laura and Taya got me all the looms I probably will ever need. So yeah, I still have about another inch maybe. on
Oh,
this.
okay.
So because the stitches aren't very big, you can
Oh,
see.
okay.
They're just not very big.
They almost look like twisted stitches.
No, I don't think so.
Well, when you're looking at it, it almost looks like twisted stitches.
I don't think so.
You see right there? There's your leg. It twists.
I can't see that.
Almost looks like a twisted stitch.
And I think that's just the way it is because if you flatten it out, it doesn't look so much like that. But because it's just, and I don't know. And it might be the way I do it because I look at the videos and they do one way, and that doesn't. I don't know if it's part of my doing things sometimes left-handed, like having a left-handed tendency. I don't know if I'm maybe doing it differently.
Yeah, you might be doing a twisted stitch, which is also cool looking.
Yeah. So I don't know because I never do. I have to sometimes force myself. I'm not a lefty.
Because look at the difference, Mom. See, this is straight on. If you look at yours, your front leg
I
here,
can't see in the dark.
your front leg here twists. You've got it
Right.
crossing. It's a twisted stitch.
When I try something new, I'm not a lefty, but I have left-handed tendencies. I guess I'm ambidextrous, and so as often as not, I have an even chance of trying something and doing it left-handed as opposed to right-handed. So I think it's Stephanie.
Separating.
Yeah, I think it's Stephanie who's lefty. Stephanie, if I were to do something like this if I was doing it left-handed, would it end up being twisted?
Does Stephanie do Luminate, though?
I don't know, but she could give me an idea. She does
Yeah.
things left-handed. I don't know anybody else who's left-handed in our group. I'm sure there are people, but
But she's the one who announces
she's the
it
one
proudly.
who, yes, good for her. Okay, so I just sometimes will do that left-handed stuff. So
Is it my turn?
yes.
Okay.
Oops.
It's a bunny.
I don't have any more tea.
Your water?
Why is the tea gone?
Presumably because you drank it.
I think you drank it.
Yes, because I somehow did that from over here.
You did.
With magic. Okay, so
Water after tea is not good.
I kind of I blame Kay.
Of course.
And
that's KF Jones.
KF
again.
Jones. I go through phases of what I watch, where while I'm making rosaries for the shop or knitting designs up, I'll watch like my history stuff, or I'll watch. Usually it's my history stuff, but I went through a Bakery Bears like tear last week, where I was just binge watching older episodes.
And they're fun to watch.
They are, and also they're relaxing too.
I love Kay's voice.
So it's very nice if you're fighting a migraine or whatever. But I kind of coughed and new projects came out, and it's Kay's fault.
It's
and
kind
you'll
of
see
gross.
why in a second. I cast on and finished the first sock of her Choose Your Own House socks pattern. My first time knitting this pattern.
It looks pretty. I like that yarn.
I finished it actually the toe during this podcast.
That's Dragonfly, right?
This is all Dragonfly. The cuffs, heel and toe, or we call the rodeo colorway. It's from that rodeo kit. And this colorway here, I love it. I've been hoarding it.
That's that Maryland crab, isn't it?
It's that Maryland crab. I originally had it in a different sock pattern, and I fell out of love with socks. I was going to never knit socks again. Kay makes socks a lot of fun.
I want a pair like this.
Okay, I can do that for you.
Because this looks like it will
Stay up.
stay up, and it'll be... The texture on this...
Isn't it nice?
It reminds me of the texture of your mitts in the seed stitch.
Mm-hmm.
It's very... And it's dense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is going to be a nice, warm sock. And it's not on the bottom either. It's all smooth here, but it's textured up here. And the color, isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. I mean, look how well this takes a variegated yarn.
It takes, and the funny thing is, she didn't knit it in the pattern with a variegated. It was a plain yarn, and at first I didn't think I liked the pattern that much because I'd only seen it in plain yarn. But once I knit it up and saw it in the variegated, I'm like, I love this sock so much.
It's just beautiful. And this is a DK?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wish I knit socks, but I don't.
So, well, I can't cast on the next sock right away because I told myself I can't cast it on until I put on my camera and do a video for Patreon about how to cast on with DPNs. So that'll probably happen while I'm loading the podcast.
I might want to watch that one because then maybe I can knit socks.
And then I need to do one later on how to, manage DPNs.
Now, is that pattern...
Now, she writes her pattern for Magic Loop.
Oh, okay. That's cool, too.
And later on I'll have to do one on Magic Loop, but...
Is that, once you get cast on, is that a beginner, advanced beginner, intermediate?
Hang on, I have the pattern up. I'm not sure if you rated it. Because I don't look at difficulty levels anymore.
Well, you're past that, but...
I don't know that she put a difficulty level on it, because not every designer does. Yeah, it doesn't look like she put...
Well,
it was in a kit, initially.
Just on the basis of the stitches used.
I mean, now, granted, I say this about a lot of patterns. I don't think this is a hard pattern.
Mm-hmm.
It's just knits and pearls.
Oh, well, I could probably do that then.
That's all it is. It's a nice repeat. It's a nice, easy to remember repeat. So very potato chippy, and I don't have a hole in my join of my gusset.
I was looking at one of your old socks that you made with a gusset, and I'm like, there's a hole here.
Yep,
little tiny one.
But look here, you don't see it here.
No, I don't.
It's Kay has her techniques because that hole really bothers her. Mm-hmm. So I finished this right here on the podcast, trying to do it be as subtle as possible. Brittany, we knew that this would happen, that I would finish this off before the podcast because it was all I wanted to knit on. Mm-hmm. So, yes,
very cool.
We knit for the girls in our family. We have thin but long feet, so I can knit the small size. I just need to knit it longer. Mm-hmm. So, because you want it to have a negative ease.
Yeah.
So if you're like an 8.5 circumference, you go for the 8 circumference versus the 9. So I can't cast on the next one until after the podcast when I have my camera on my head.
All right. The next thing is my large Ploverbird teacups bag.
Oh, I forgot to say what this was in. This is in my teacups
Kikiboo
bag. Yeah. Kikiboo
bag.
Mm-hmm. This one actually says tea on it, though, whereas yours is actually coffee cups.
No, this one is, but not my tea bag.
Well, this one is coffee, I'm saying.
Right. This is my walk in the woods, but it's not coffee, it's tea.
Denial. It's real.
I can make my tea in any cup I want. This is...
Even if it has coffee beans on it.
No.
Maybe it's a coffee shop
no.
bag.
No.
Oh, that looks so nice, Mom.
This is the stole.
That just looks comfy and happy.
Somebody asked me what size this was, and I did answer, but I'll answer here as well in case they haven't seen it. I'm using an L hook with this. And the yarn is a worsted.
That was such a good idea, Mom. That looks so happy and comfy.
It is. I enjoy this.
And
pattern.
It looks like one of those projects you pull it out and just makes you happy to work on it.
It does. Somebody told me it made them think of a peacock, which I thought was interesting.
I think you're right. I think she's right.
So that's kind of
You could call it your peacock stole.
Well, it's called the Walk in the Woods. Mm. But...
AKA the peacock stole.
The peacock walking in the woods.
There we go.
So that's this. And this... I work on it when I work on it, but it goes really quickly because I think each stitch is like 1.5 inches.
Right.
Because it's just... The yarn's not overly large. It's a worsted. But the hook is so large.
And it's a... It's not a single crochet. It's a
it's a double crochet.
And it's a fan, isn't it?
It's a Surabel pattern. But
it's got some fans
Yeah, but it's got double crochets and single crochets.
But it's all in one stitch. What do they call when they're in one stitch?
It's a fan. It's kind of a, I don't know. I call it a leaning fan. I'm not sure what it's actually called.
Okay, well,
Where
it
you
looks
have-
like it has some fans in it.
It is kind of a shell or a fan or something like that. So I'm not sure what the stitch is called because it's not an equal stitch. It's not like all the same stitch.
Mhm.
It's got a variety of stitches.
Right.
So, well, at least 2 stitches.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, so that's this.
Okay, so I was not content to just cast on one of Kay's patterns, sock patterns. I went ahead and I cast on another one.
With my yarn.
No,
No, not with my yarn.
that one's waiting.
Oh, that one's waiting.
That one's waiting. It's waiting until I finish this dragonfly pair. I have to have some self-control.
I thought you started it.
No, not yet. I haven't.
Oh, okay.
No, it's waiting. It's
Okay.
It's
Then what
set-
what did you take my yarn for? And I said you already. Why did you scan?
No, that's not. You're thinking of something else. Not the
Oh.
one you.
Oh.
I thought you were talking about the one you died.
No.
Okay, this isn't the one we're talking about.
Oh, okay. Okay. You'll see.
So immediately after after casting on that other one almost, I was looking at other K patterns, sock patterns, and I really liked this other one, and it's the it's the crunkled.
Oh,
The
right,
crunkled
right,
socks.
Yeah.
And I have some from Western Extra Spinner. I had some free owl yarn because they had sent me owl yarn by accident in a fingering weight when I needed the Aran weight for the for my owl design back here. We don't have the original one over here. York, he's in all the pictures. He's in the in their owl colorway for their birds collection, but in the Aran weight. When they sent me the fingering weight by accident, they then sent me what I actually ordered, and they told me I could keep the fingering weight. I had no idea what I was going to do with the fingering weight.
Is that gonna be? You gonna be able to wear that on your feet?
If not, I can give it to somebody. But I'm hoping if I wash it
Yeah.
multiple times, because initially I wasn't able to, initially Margaret stocks itched. But then once I washed them, they were very comfortable. So I think if I wash them, they should be fine. And also your feet aren't quite the same sensitivity as your neck might be. And I tend to have all my fleshing up in here anyway. So hopefully I'll be able to wear this.
Working out really nice.
So I really like, and I think this was a good choice of sock for the owl one, because you know how owls have that little, like, the way their
Right,
feathers
the
fall
feathers,
in
yeah.
their chest, and that's kind of what the crunkle makes me think of, is the way the owl's feathers fall in the front of their chest. And of course I had to use my CJ Knits owl stitch marker for marking my place. And I'm doing about 7 inches for my leg, so it ends up being a nice long leg. So this one isn't quite 7 inches.
Right.
I'm going longer than that. Because I'm just making socks for house socks.
Right.
After I get these off the needles, I'll start the Venus finger white socks. Because I'm not going to have...
Which socks are those?
She picked out your watermelon
Right.
yarn, and I'm going to do black heels and toes, because I'm not sure if I have enough for socks.
Right.
Complete sock on there. So I have to decide what pattern I'm going to do for that. Because she doesn't get to choose a pattern for the socks. She just gets to choose the yarn that she wants. So, and this is in the Velveteen Rabbit bag that Mom got me.
That's that a long time ago.
And does it say on the bag?
That's a
Does it say on the bag?
I used to watch her, and then I stopped, and I watched, and I stopped.
'Cause her little thing here just says happiness on it. I don't think
Yeah.
that was the name of her shop.
No, I forget what her name is. I can see her. She's from Texas. I
But
believe she's from Texas.
She made a really nice Velveteen Rabbit bag, and this was like my favorite book as a child.
I was so happy to find that bag.
And like my favorite stuffed toy as a child was my Coco bunny. He's a bunny about this big. I still have him, and he has that faded nose, and his fur's getting a little bare, and you know he's getting ready to become real, like
Yeah.
the Velveteen Rabbit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So your turn.
Let me just get this.
Oops, my yarn is
You
tangled.
forgot to do as a bunny.
Is a bunny? Whoops, it's a bunny.
Bunny. Just let me get this stitch to where I know where I'm at, and then I can move on. Because it's not good to confuse old people's brains.
Using old as an excuse again.
Yep. It works. One of the perks, right? Okay, let me see here. Let me hold on to this. All right. Oops, my show notes.
It's a bunny.
It's a bunny. Okay, my next one is from it's my Knit Is My Bag Monet bag, which is actually a Serret bag. And this is my Comfy Cozy Shawl project from the Scrap Shawl pattern by Anastasia Zattel. Made a little progress on this. This usually works up pretty quickly. My hook is in here somewhere. There it is. So, this is kind of a purpley gray.
This one's for you, right?
This one's mine.
Yeah.
And
I've always liked the shape of this shawl, and I even tried starting one at one point,
Yeah.
and I just couldn't finish it.
there we go.
I just don't have the love of crochet that much to do other than toys.
So, I don't know if you can tell that there's kind of a purpley tinge to this. And
I think so.
I'm-
It looks more gray, though.
I might be...
In person, though, let me see. It does have a purpley tinge.
Yeah, so you can
it
see
does.
this here.
You can see it.
I might be doing something slightly different. I might hack this pattern a little bit. I've done it enough times I think I might be able to. And it's crochet. I can pull it out if it doesn't work. You remember the update, that I got like a quote-unquote yarn haul from the fiber festivals, if you will, that I didn't go to any fiber festivals. They were closed and everything. And I was kind of dicey about going anyway this year. But I went ahead and got some yarn from Miss Babs that I'd been waiting for. I got more of this because I love this color. And then popped up right next to it was a more blue version of this. Definitely still in the gray category, and I'm going to incorporate it with this possibly and see how that works up in this shawl. So, and this is meant to be kind of like the one Talia gave me, kind of just a comfortable, cozy kind. It's a little heavier shawl that basically I'll just stay home with, or maybe I'll go for a walk or whatever.
Right.
And it'll keep me warm. And I don't know how big this will be. It'll be at least as big as the one Talia has. So this is something I'm really excited about. I love Miss Babs for this.
The one that you're making for me right now, or the one that I gave you?
What?
It's going to be as big as the one you're making me, or the one
The one
that...
that I'm making use.
Okay.
It might be bigger than that. It might be as big as Crystal's even. I like.
No, mine is bigger than Crystal's.
No, it's getting there though.
Okay.
It's
So,
getting there.
I want mine big.
Well, it has to be blocked still.
I want it big.
And this kind of shawl, because it's not a triangle shawl, it's really nice to have it really big because it wraps up all the way around
Yes.
you. It doesn't, you don't have like parts of you that aren't covered. This covers everything.
That's what I like.
So
that.
it's really nice. And
It's like wearing a blanket.
I'm going to have to contact Anastasia. I think I might still have her email and see if...
I think... No, we're not Facebook. No, I think we're Facebook.
Instagram.
Instagram.
I think we're on Instagram. I'm going to have to get in touch with her and tell her how much I really like this pattern. Because she's not doing a lot that I can tell anymore. She just kind of stopped. She went into knitting for a while, and then she just kind of stopped. And I know she had some things that she had to handle. But I
Life
miss her.
happened.
I miss her because she was very supportive of us. I did many tests for her.
Well, she was really, I think, a big part of you getting comfortable as a crafter beyond the things that you had been doing for years.
Yeah, she was very, very supportive and very, she was very, I tested for her, but she knew, I was new at it, and she still gave me the chance to do it. So I tested quite a few things for her, mostly smaller things, but this shawl was one of them. I did a blanket for
Oh, I
her.
didn't realize you tested that shawl.
I think maybe I didn't test the
I know
shawl.
you tested the slip stitch scarf.
Scarf, the blankets, squares. I think another shawl. I know I tested quite a few things for her, and then I just bought a bunch of things for her too. I just
So it's
like
hard
her.
to keep
It's hard to tell. So, yeah.
So my last project is in my bunny bag with my evil red bunny in the center. I actually think someone bought him. No, I think I gave him to the pregnancy center.
Yeah, he went somewhere.
Yeah. Because I don't have any of these bunnies anymore who are in the picture. Well, I might have some of them.
And you might hear some extraneous noises. I
Because
think people
this
are...
one with the green eyes is yours.
Green eyes? What green eyes? Oh, I see it, yeah.
Yeah, I think this one's your oops. Maybe the other. I'd have to take a close look. I know this is the original oops off to here. So, yes. This is the second Tortoise for This is 2017. And this is what Mom thought I was talking about earlier. This is the Dance All Night socks. I've knit them before. 3 times before. I knit 1 for you and 2 for me. Both of mine have holes in the soles. But I kept wearing them outside. Now all my knit socks are house socks. And I will wear other socks outside. I don't go out that much anyway. So it works. So Mom wanted another one of these because they're nice and warm. They're meant to kind of scrunch down like leg warmers. And this is your funny papers.
Yep.
From Miss Babs.
I gave it the yarn.
Yes, and this is it's meant for a worsted weight yarn. And I know Miss Babs now calls Yowza a DK, but he always was considered like worsted before, so I always use it for this pattern. And
like the texture of it.
You use this is a US 8. You use US 7s and US 8s, so it goes really quickly because of that.
I like the way the yarn is working in that. Happy socks.
I actually like it when I've said this to Mom before. I'm not a huge fan of Miss Babs's variegated yarns because you don't get that surprise hit of color that pops up. Her color changes are too frequent for that. I prefer it when I kind of don't know when the color change is coming, when it's, when you have a bit of a longer stretch in between. So you might have a little bit of pooling or almost striping. If it's too variegated, I kind of don't care for it as much. So that's my problem generally with Miss Babs's color, non-solid yarns.
We definitely have favorite yarns of hers.
Yeah, we do.
So
and I just prefer her solids or semi-solids. That's just a personal preference. I know some people do like the super variegated.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of super variegated. I usually end up putting them in a Surabelle or a toy. Or a hat, maybe.
Because I don't get the excitement of... Because, I'm going to finish this particular color right here, in 2 stitches, maybe 3 stitches. And then I'm, on to the next color. I don't get enough time to enjoy...
That's because there's so many colors in it.
But, I've had other yarns that are a little less variegated that have a lot of colors. But there's fewer changes. And I find that more fun. Example is my crab socks.
Or look at this.
Or that, yeah. But look at the crab ones. They're also variegated, but stripes a little bit more.
Right.
It's not quite as marled as this one is. So, it's just a personal preference. I know there are definitely a lot of people who like the pure variegated like this one. I am not one of them. It is your turn.
Okay.
Because you have one more, I believe.
Yes, I do. All right, in my... don't have any Owls bags. This Davida gave to me a couple Christmas ago. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop Owl bag? Silver Shed USA. So cool. Love this bag. This is nostalgia for me. This bag. Yes, I'm dating myself.
I remember it on TV when I was a kid.
Okay, this is my Stephanie, a.k.a. Steph the Bookworm. Yes, it's named after Stephanie.
Because she is the recruiter to the Bookworm Army.
So I did a little more on this. I didn't do a whole lot of this because I had it with me in...
I really like your choice of the yellow glasses.
Yeah, it's nice. So, this is... I got a little bit done. Not a whole lot because I took it to PT with me and there's too much activity to focus on that and, cutting yarn and all that kind of stuff. So I just said, okay...
You really need to set aside a time where you're like, I am working on the eyes.
Yeah, probably on Sunday or something.
That might be a good idea.
Where I just kind of do this. Once I get past the eyes and stuff, this will just... But this is a lot smaller than my other one.
Well, I think your gauges tighten up.
Yeah, it has a little bit. And
the yarn you choose.
The yarn, yeah, this is Miss Babs Sidewalk Chalk, and then they're both worsted. And I think... Miss Babs.
Well, Miss Babs is more of a DK.
This is DK. Marigold Jen is DK.
So they're basically DK.
They're DK. Nipix Bravo worsted in white and black, and Schachmeyer Extra Merino yellow. But I don't know what weight that is.
It's about a DK as well.
Yeah. So it's a DK, which it's a little smaller.
And your last one was an Aran.
Yeah, Aran yarn.
So,
but it was also just huge. I mean, it's just.
Yeah.
I mean, this even.
Well, I think it's stretched a lot as well.
Yeah. If I had done an Aran now, I don't think it would be as big as that. And this is just a lot smaller. I don't know how it relates to some of yours, but it's a little bit smaller.
Well, we'll have an idea with, although I think The one I'm using is a true worsted. It's not DK.
Right, but your gauge is smaller than mine.
Yes, it is.
So yeah, I did a little bit. I don't know how much I'm going to get done this week with all Thanksgiving stuff, but
You know, our comparison can be the one that I'm working in Miss Babs. The other one that has, although we know that one's going to be smaller because my stitches are like
teeny tiny.
fingering weight
Yeah,
stitches.
yeah.
That's why she hasn't been getting worked on, because I have to be able to focus on her stitches.
Okay, so that's I'm done with whips.
Do you have any FOs?
No.
I do.
Excellent. Excellent. I don't remember what your FO is.
I
But
never told you. That's why you don't remember.
why were you hiding it from me?
Because I finished your mitts.
Yay!
Mom's fun mitts, her Captain America arm warmers, are done.
Yay.
Because I wanted you to have them for walks.
Yay, thank you.
So they're woven in.
Did you want to do this for Christmas or?
No, that's just you. That's just because I wanted you to have them for walks.
Oh, this is. I love the pressure on my hand with this.
So you have that now. And that was I told myself I couldn't start your sock until I finished your arm warmers.
It doesn't matter which way I put this on.
No. Just as long as you have the,
The ribbon on the top.
and your thumb hole in the right place.
Yeah. This is so nice. That the pressure on this is kind of like having this rice thing on, because it's just the right amount of pressure. I absolutely love it.
So, yeah, I'm glad.
And look at it's just.
So, her arm warmers are done.
And I can knit with this if I want to.
Yes. And you can always flip down the thingies.
I like
The ribbing.
They make me happy. It's Captain America colorway.
Yes, and it's Mom's yarn. So I am going to want to get more pictures, some better pictures,
Okay.
For the fun pattern.
Sure.
Because actually, the patron only patterns are now patron only for 6 months, and then they become available for everyone else to purchase. So these mitts will become available to purchase on Christmas Eve.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yes.
As a fast crochet knit, I mean,
Yes.
that you can have done by New Year.
Yeah. So they will be available in my shop for purchase on Christmas Eve.
Yay.
So yes, and I even set it on my calendar so I remember it, because otherwise I will not.
Especially with Christmas Eve.
Yes.
Christmas Eve.
Although I actually have, I need to wrap my stuff, but I have everything.
I think I have everything. I have a couple of things I have to pick up for Christmas. We'll get into that later.
Impersonal.
Personal.
Okay, so do you have any graphic novel?
No.
I have only a little bit of beads and string. I did a lot with beads and string this week, but that's because I had several custom orders that I got out. And well, this is one of them. I'm waiting. I can finish most of it, but I'm waiting for there. It's almost here. It should be here sometime next week. The rest of the beads I need to finish this custom order. So someone was asking in the comments, and I didn't get around to it. Who the patron saint of mental illness was.
I did tell them.
You did? Okay. I'm just going to repeat it on here in case I didn't see the comment. Saint Dymphna, and that's spelled Dymphha.
Wait a minute. What was it for? Mental illness? I thought she said it was for migraines, because that's why I answered.
Oh, you're right. She did ask for migraines.
Yeah.
Teresa of Avila for migraines.
Yeah.
My brain's not working.
But Dymphna is for mental illness.
Dymphna for mental illness. Teresa of Avila for migraines. Yes. But yeah, someone else had ordered. Okay, when I first made the style of rosary for Davina, and I threw up the listing in the shop, the original listing I had made for one of my best friends from college. Actually, she probably is my best friend from college. And I made it for her as a gift, and then I put the listing in the shop. I made another one and put the listing in the shop. When I initially Davina wanted the same as my friend, and then when I gave her a choice of beads and cord, she chose this multicolored cord
Of course.
and the multicolored beads with a gold crucifix and the same.
Which, in actuality, fits really well with autism awareness and Dymphna and all that.
And the weight of it is very comforting. So
It's even heavier than the migraine.
well, because it's stainless steel, whereas migraine
Well, I'm
is
just saying
hematite.
for that, yeah.
Hematite's not quite as heavy as stainless steel, and this is stainless steel. But 10mm beads. And when I put it the listing, I didn't expect anyone to purchase this. I only kept like enough beads for maybe one and a little bit more than one rosary. I was surprised for first one person ordered it, and now a second person's ordered it. And I've had several people favorite it. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm keeping those beads in stock. So I have quite a few of them coming in.
Right. And it's a fun rosary. I mean,
It's a really fun rosary to make.
yeah, and it's fun, I think, for someone who maybe is saying it and they need a little pick-me-up. It's a nice, happy rainbow
Well,
kind
if you're feeling maybe a bit sad or whatever, it's got a nice heavy weight, and I feel like a heavy weight is comforting when you're sad. Kind of like the weighted blankets, and then the bright colors kind of can pick up your mood.
And the fact that it can start out cold or cool if you're having some pain, and then it warms up.
Yes, and the hematite does the same thing for the migraine.
Metal beads.
Yeah. So, yes, this has gotten a little bit of work on it. I had a rush order for someone who was giving a gift for their son on their birthday, so I wanted to hurry up and get theirs out first since it was for December. And didn't want them not to have their birthday gift on time.
Right.
So as soon as I get, whoopsie, don't want the name to show. As soon as I get the last 4 beads I need, I'll be able to finish. Like I literally was short 4 or 5 beads. I'm like,
Poor planning.
well, I didn't actually expect anyone else to order the rosary.
Planning.
I always told myself, oh, I can get more if people order it. I can, but it kind of shocked me. So I have a lot more now coming in. It should be here any day now.
It's a fun rosary.
It is. I was just really surprised how much people liked it. That was one that I really thought that I would have the listing up there and it would just be one that would just sit there because who would want that rosary?
Well, this is
Davina?
2020 and people want happiness and happy,
I guess you're right,
Okay. All right. We have royalties.
We do, and I need a
I
drink
need
of
to take
tea.
this off because I don't want to cut this by mistake.
Yeah.
Okay. I mentioned this at the top of the podcast. Patty, I meant to say something to you, but it got really busy and then it got too close to the podcast. I said, I'll just say it on the podcast. Thank you, Patty, for your generosity.
Thank you.
This box. And you're right,
I bet
Patty.
she stuffed it,
She
completely
did.
full.
We kept an eye out and we still didn't hear the ninjas. It was out on the porch.
Because that is what they do.
Yes. They practice their ninja skills. Patty has been very generous with our
Yes, she
pregnancy
has.
center. We are very appreciative. We've had wonderful, generous donations for this as well. You guys are awesome.
Yes, thank
absolutely
you.
the best.
I know
ever.
you delivered some things to Evan's house last time.
Yes, I
you,
did. Was
delivered an
Winchester.
order.
Yeah. Okay. So, ooh. Okay. Let's see.
Oh, that's so much fun.
Let's see. I hope you're all just.
While you're reading, I'm just going to show them this one.
No, wait. I just want to make sure what they are first.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yes, Patty absolutely calls. Yes. Okay, some of these are preemie blankets.
Look at that.
Isn't
all
that
the bright
fun?
happy. And it's where look, it's got diagonal stitch, which is super fun.
That's neat. Was this corner to corner then, or?
No, I don't think it's corner to corner.
No, I don't think so. It doesn't look
I
like
think
one
I can
corner.
pick out how it's done, but
I think she just did a certain stitch
Yeah.
on a diagonal.
yeah, that's all she did.
Okay, so that's that one, and
but
here's
it's super cool looking.
Look at these little baby preemie blankets. Aren't they lovely? Oh, look at that.
Those might go to Kim.
No, these are preemies.
These are.
They've been to the pregnancy center.
That's true. Well, I said Kim because she does preemies.
Right. Well, if she wanted to send it to Kim, she could have sent it to Kim. Okay, baby hats. Look, isn't that now? You've probably seen these if you follow her on Instagram or PHN, but they're worth seeing in public. They're just in
Look
real.
at
Look at this
that.
hat. She is and she gets these out so quickly. I think she gave us 2 baker's dozen or close to. Look at they're soft. Oh, this is so soft. Look at this.
Oh, these are soft.
Look at this.
Oh.
Okay, let's see what we got here. We got these. These are a little warmer. They're pretty. Oh, I like this one. It's very heavy. Very heavy and nice and stretchy. And she's doing booties now, too.
Oh.
Look at that. Oh, these are nice and warm. We're going to have some warm baby heads. Good.
And just in time.
Yes. Look at these. Aren't they gorgeous?
Because I'm sure that with all the 2020's been, the pregnancy centers have more people who are needing stuff.
Isn't this beautiful?
That looks like it may fit a small child.
Toddler.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Toddler. And the pregnancy center does have some of those.
Yeah, well,
too.
because they have people with
Family
families, and the families.
And this year especially, you guys,
Yeah.
all your donations this year especially, I think it's always needed.
But I think this year it's going to be special.
But this year especially with people who maybe are out of work
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. So this is a wonderful, very generous donation. Patty, thank you so very much.
Well, and places like, a lot of churches might not be doing their soup kitchens.
Yeah, I mean, it's
And
just,
sometimes, people depend on soup kitchens for stuff, and, it's just a hard year, so if they're not able to get some of the things they need, having at least warm things for their children.
yes. And so this is, I mean, we are always very, very appreciative on behalf of our pregnancy center, of Evans Home, just anyone that, you guys send these to us to get out to them. It's an honor and a pleasure to do that.
Thank you so much.
And we could never I've got a whole box of things that have to go out. I have to call the pregnancy center probably after Thanksgiving, or maybe just before, depending, to see if I can set up an appointment because their hours are a little bit
Odd.
So I might say, hey, look, we have to be here at this day. Actually, I kind of missed a window with your PT this week because I thought it was on Wednesday. So I won't.
Well, maybe we can do it next to my PT.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Well,
not like
that would be after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, still. I mean, but it's not like I don't have PT.
Right. So
Because they gave me an option if I wanted to continue PT, and I'm like, yes, it's keeping me active.
So this stuff will definitely go out. I have a whole bunch of things that are going out to the pregnancy center. I have some things that I have to get out to Kim and to Brittany. These are wonderful. Thank you, Patty, for this and for the lovely
Thank you,
card.
yes.
I want to make sure I reread that card because I don't want to take too much time to read it on the podcast. But thank you so much for that. I didn't have any other royalties that I can think of.
And you saw my tea, so
Yeah.
that leads us on to usually that's shop stuff. Yes.
I don't have a whole lot for shop except to say that every single kit has gone out. The one, I know that one person at least received hers and she posted a very nice review for me on Etsy. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. The person who was asking about the neutrals, could you please contact me so we can get more specifics on that? I need to coordinate with you.
Yeah,
and-
especially with the sale coming up for Black Friday. It's like an 11-day sale. It'd be a really good time to get that up, but she needs to know what she needs to put up.
Yeah, what you're kind of looking at. And I know I answered once and it disappeared, so you might not have seen it the first time I answered. So maybe I hit cancel instead of post. I did respond, and there's no obligation.
No.
You
She just
know,
wants to make sure because you said you were interested that you get it in time for the sale.
Right. I need to know for anyone who's interested in my little yarn packs. I just need to know if you prefer bigger skeins or smaller skeins. Do you want neutrals? Do you want brights? Do you want any variegated in it?
Because the time is kind of limited to get in for the sale,
Yeah, and then
especially with Thanksgiving coming up and not a lot of dying time.
right, and also it's difficult. My suppliers are running out of things again, so I am keeping an eye on my suppliers so I can have everything. I am really, really low on the half skeins of fingering sock. I think I have 2 or 3 skeins left of that. I have more fingering sock of my DK, but not a whole lot. And then I do have solids in almost all the weights. I mean, full skeins in almost all the weights, but that I normally carry. So, and if you want things like bulky or whatever, you need to let me know so I can see if I can get it in a reasonable amount of time. Now, if I don't normally do this, but if you wanted something, if you contact me about, I will talk to you about what I was going to say. If you want something and there's something about the sale, just contact me, okay?
She's still making her mind.
Yeah. Okay. So other than that, I don't have a lot of shop news except we're gonna keep an eye on it, see what's going
Just
up.
make sure you hit the sale. The sale, you don't have to use any code. It's just automatic for those days. So it's a really good time if you've been eyeing. Now, the Christmas stocking that everyone has been eyeing has been picked up. It's actually, I gave it a good wash and it's waiting to go out. But I know personally I have a few knit items in there as well as the rosaries.
Right.
So if you've been holding off,
Because it's a big sale. It's what, 20% off, right?
Yes, 20% off, which can be a big deal, you know.
Yeah.
It can be enough to make you want to purchase something maybe you wouldn't have normally
Right.
because of the price.
For Christmas or whatever.
Oh, I need to mention to my friend who put in a pre-order but hasn't picked up yet the special Rosary Way Truth Life, because then she can get a discount.
Right.
And I think it'd be easier for her pocketbook that way.
Right.
I'll have to message her.
Right. And, we're not in any way, shape, or form pushing you to buy anything. We just want you to know that if you've been wanting to buy something, or you want to get a Christmas gift or something, or want to get a Christmas gift for yourself from one of our shops, that you can save a little money if you wait until the sale.
And you know what? With everything the way the year's been, and then with holidays always being hard on the pocketbook anyway, it's a great time. You got to take advantage of sales.
Yeah. If you want
If you
to.
want
do so.
to.
If you want
Yeah.
to do so. Yeah, we're not in any way, shape, or form pushing, just kind of making you aware.
I know that I snagged a big sale from one of my rosary part suppliers.
And I'm getting ready to potentially buy some more stuff for my suppliers for my bear yarn, because they're having a big sale over there. So we'll see what happens. I have a lot of yarn, but they are starting to run out of things, and I want to make sure I have what you all need. So we'll see if I can get some more yarn or not for that. Okay,
well, that leads us on to what we're reading and stuff.
Yeah, did I say I wrote on the shared story?
You did not. We've not mentioned any of that yet.
No, but did I tell you if I wrote on the shared story?
You did not.
I can't remember if I wrote or not. I know I've read, but
I know you talked about writing on it.
It's been really hard for
and
me.
I can't remember if you told me this week or not, because I had points where I was foggy.
Right. I can't remember, because it's been very hard for me to find any amount of time in one block that wasn't for something else. Like,
also, Dad was home all this week.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, he works every other week right now, so I didn't have any blocks of time, and that's not gonna change much this coming week with Thanksgiving and stuff.
No, actually, it's probably gonna be worse.
I want to write this. I want to get this out to Talia so she can have it, because it's not normal for me to keep something so long.
Well, I kept mine for a year.
Yeah, but you also had surgery.
That's true. No, I finished it before surgery.
You gave it.
I finished it before surgery.
You gave it to him for Mother's Day, I guess. Yeah, you gave it to him for Mother's Day.
Yeah, I think you're right. I gave it to you for Mother's Day,
but not before surgery. It was after.
it before surgery?
No, you gave it to me for Mother's Day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Or was it for your birthday?
No, it was for Mother's Day.
It was Mother's Day? Okay.
Yeah, it was Mother's Day. I haven't had it a year.
Oh, okay.
So she had it a year, and the longest I've had it. Yeah, I've had it. The longest I had it in the past, I think, was like 6 months. So this is coming up. I used to get these things out every day. I mean, boom, boom, boom. When I was writing
you
with a
also
friend of
didn't
mine.
have a life.
I didn't. I didn't have as many hobbies and things going on.
You burned the candle both ends, and basically you lived and breathed writing. I think this is a lot healthier life.
Yeah, I get a little bit disconnected from the story this way, but it's okay.
I think it's a better. You can't be quite so tied into that you don't have anything else.
So I'm not sure if I wrote anything, long story short, on that, but I have been reading it so I can stay up to date with what I'm doing. I've also been reading, I've started up again with Queen by Timothy Zahn, which is the last in the series of that books that I wanted to read so much. It's not as good as the Quadrille, but it is good.
Well, Quadrille's excellent, so that's really hard.
Yeah. I think the problem was I didn't like the character for a while. Now she's grown on me, and she also has a main secondary character that I really like. A couple of main secondary characters that I really like, and she's also grown in her character.
Well, I think because of Quadrille, you liked your main characters right away, so it's it's easier.
Yeah. So I like the way this main character has grown and is continuing to grow. I like her secondary characters, and I like the character development of the peripheral characters. So it just took a while to get to that point for me, because I guess apparently I was mad that they weren't the other characters.
Well, I've done that before.
So,
and then I'll stomp off to the book I actually wanted to read and read that again.
Yeah. So I'm almost finished with that. Well, I'm probably about 75% through the book. And then I'm reading...
You've finally forgiven them for not being,
Yes, I like them for who they are now. So that's good. And then I'm still reading...
Wow, you're a petty reader.
I am. They're not who I'm still reading Pray Like Mary, but I'm reading that more consistently now, and I'm getting a lot out of it.
Yeah, I think once you get going on it, you get a lot more out of it because you learn to read. That's really helped me to learn to pray with the Bible.
Right. And then I'm reading St. Paul for Every Day, which will probably take a back seat now that Advent's coming along because we have a whole bunch of things planned for Advent.
I had to reel her back, but she keeps trying to add new stuff. I'm like, you are going to get overwhelmed. You keep adding stuff. You're going to get overwhelmed. You do this every single Advent and every Lent. She does this all the time. Oh, I just added another book. I can do it. And then about like a week or two into Advent, she's like, yeah.
I start dropping things.
And then she feels guilty because she dropped things.
And then I have my Mother Teresa book, but the Mother Teresa book is like,
it's really
half
short.
a page or whatever, not even half a page, and they're not like the full pages, like poetry kind of stuff. That kind of a column.
They're enough to give you like a saying to think on.
Right. So that's basically where I'm at with that, I think.
For reading, I'm almost finished my book on St. Ignatius of Loyola. It's a biography type book. Because I stopped reading Catherine the Great of Russia because I guess I wanted more positivity, and there were a lot of nasty people in that book. And I was like, maybe I don't want to be reading this. And also, I love English history.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit later than my normal time period. I tend to prefer medieval. And this is, it's not quite medieval. It's it's not modern, but it's closer to modern than it is to medieval. So it's not quite my preferred time period. But yeah, so I've been reading St. Ignatius of Loyola. I read a little bit of St. Teresa of Avila's autobiography, but I need to have a brain to do that, so if I'm tired at all, just because there's a lot packed in there, it's not just a biography. And then I opened up and started reading one of my Alison Weir books.
You have to be careful with her.
Not her biographies are fine. You just make sure it's not her fictions. Because her fictions, if you don't like your history to be spicy with stuff. So this is Queens of the Conquest, England's Medieval Queens. And this is book 1. It's supposed to be a 3-book series. And I'm waiting for the other 2.
Waiting for Fassini.
But this covers right now the ones of Normandy.
Right.
The Norman queens. So I'm just about almost finished with the first Matilda.
Right.
Almost all of them are named Matilda.
Okay, are we going into life stuff?
We are going into life stuff because, watching stuff.
Right. Before we tell people if they want to leave because of the life stuff, you could welcome to stay, but if you don't want to because of the life stuff, we want to let you know that there is a change in the podcast schedule this week, this coming week. We will not be podcasting on Saturday because, yay, our hairdresser is coming, and it's going to, take a while because we're a mess, and it's going to be during, it's going to be 11 o'clock, which will be like in the middle of what we're doing, so we're not going to be able to podcast on Saturday. We will podcast on Monday instead, so that means you'll get a Monday and a Saturday that week.
Yes.
So that will be Monday the 30th.
And then the Saturday after that.
Yes.
Now, before we say goodbye...
I was going to say about the live stream. Go ahead.
I have something else to say.
Oh, okay.
Because I was going to say, I just have to watch stuff that I watched, and you start talking about other stuff. I'm like, I've been doing great courses.
Oh, but okay, well, you should let me finish because we're talking about the... Because I thought you talked about the podcasting stuff. So let me just finish that so it's not disjointed.
Oh, okay.
So the other thing is we have a live stream coming up this weekend as well, right? This Friday?
This Friday. Wait. It's the last Friday of the month.
It's Zoom, right?
Whatever the last Friday of the month is, it's a Zoom.
Yeah, it's a Zoom. So that is, I believe that's this coming Friday after
It might be, yeah. I think it probably is.
If it's the last Friday of the month, Patreons, we have a Zoom coming up. Okay?
And there'll be a warning.
There will be a warning, yes. And hopefully the people who want to get in, Emma, hopefully you get in this time.
I put the link in where they could see it now. Although the problem wasn't with the live stream, it was with the...
with the
YouTube Live.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the problem was with the live stream, not with the Zoom. Zoom was fine.
Was she at Zoom?
No. She didn't make it to Zoom.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think she was at Zoom.
But,
so we're coming up on those for the next 2 weeks.
We're coming up on Zoom on the last Friday, and the first Friday is the live stream. Mm-hmm. And I was just going to briefly mention, I didn't get it in fast enough before Mom started talking.
Oh, because I thought you were talking about the podcast post.
No, and I was confused. I'm like, oh, she completely misunderstood me.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was just going to mention that I have been watching Great Courses Plus. I've started watching. It's kind of aimed toward kids, but also aimed towards adults. The lady does a storyteller's class as well, but she's covering fairy tales and things like Aesop's Fables. And
I like Aesop's Fables.
She covers fairy tales from all cultures. She's like, okay, well, here's the Cinderella set, and this is a different Cinderellas from all the cultures, and the transforming set. It's all the different kinds, and you find
Transforming.
Yeah, so like if you have like the Beauty and the Beast, which
Oh,
is a
okay, gotcha.
transforming
Okay,
one.
gotcha. Okay.
Or
Frog-
people can
Frog
change,
Prince.
yeah, frog prints, things like that. So she was covering those, and sometimes you'll find one that you realize you actually, even though you know the traditional version, you kind of almost like the other version almost as much. There's a it's a Norse version of Beauty and the Beast, which is kind of like a mixture of Beauty and the Beast and Cupid and Psyche, which I love. It's called East. Let's see. I think it's East of the Moon, West of the Sun. It's something like that. It's really cool, and I really enjoyed that version. So you're finding out, it's learning the different legends and fairy tales and things that are passed along through the years by different cultures. And then, of course, they cover the more modern ones that follow in the same cadence, like Hans Christian Andersen,
Right.
And things like that. They're
Grimm and all
actually
that.
they're literary, but they have the feel of a folktale. Aesop Fables actually literary because it was written by Aesop, who apparently was a Greek slave. So very interesting stuff, and also relaxing and not requiring much brain power.
Okay, are you...
I am basically done because
Okay.
I mentioned Baker Bears already.
Okay, so now, if you don't want to hear about life stuff, we understand. We know you're busy. And,
We do want to leave you with the thought, though. I know this year's been rough.
well, we'll get into that with that. I guess they're not going to be here for
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know this year's been rough, but if you try to maybe this Thanksgiving, challenge yourself to find even just one thing to be thankful for.
one thing to be thankful
Even
for.
if it's something like seems stupid and small. Like for me, my neuropathy medicines really actually help my neuropathy.
Right.
So now I can enjoy my hand knit socks because my feet are not feeling like furnaces and hurting, like hurting constantly.
Yeah, I guess all we're trying to say is, try to find something, if you're having difficulty finding something, even the smallest thing, something that you can just say, this is something
I like
to be
this cup of
thankful for.
tea.
Yeah, I like this cup of tea. I like the fact that the sun is shining through the window right now.
Yeah.
Even something so small as that, because,
I think we need those small things right now.
and sometimes the small things mean the most. So, and we're not going to preach on this, but we're going to
No. I'm just a challenge to find something, even the smallest thing. Heck, do look for the smallest thing.
Look for the smallest thing and go from there. You might be surprised.
Yeah.
You might find a chain that makes just makes you happy.
Yeah.
So we wanted to thank, before we go into personal stuff and the people who don't want to be here for that, we want to thank all the people who have commented. Before I forget Gail, because she was the last one to comment that I saw, and I'd already set my show notes. So Gail, want to thank you. Brittany, Renna, Looney Hiker, Steph, Wendy, that's MacGyver.
Yes.
Come Craft with Sissy, Joan, Emma, Fiber Hermit. Oh, I did get Gail. Okay. Allison, Stephanie, and Susan. Thank you all
Thank
for
you
your
so
comments.
much.
Whether-
Renna also commented too.
I said Renna.
Did you? Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yes. So we want to thank all of you for commenting, and anyone I might have missed. We appreciate your comments and your input always. And we try to get back to you. I usually end up scrambling on Saturday morning, trying to hit people I don't get to, but
Are you hitting people again?
especially Patty.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as it's Patty.
Patty, yes, because she can take the hit.
She totally can.
She can. Okay, so we're going to say goodbye to the rest of you who don't want to hear personal stuff. Have a wonderful, blessed week. And if you're celebrating Thanksgiving, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And even if you're not,
He's all gone.
be thankful. We help you find things to be thankful for this week.
Yes.
Okay?
And if you stay on, we're going to talk about all the fun things we have planned for Thanksgiving because this is going to be a very different and fun Thanksgiving for us.
It's going to be different and fun for us. You might not think so, but we'll see.
Well,
okay?
we'll talk more about this later.
Yeah. So, bye
Bye.
for all of you who are leaving, and we'll see you next week, we hope.
See ya. Bye. Bye. Are they gone yet?
1, 100, 2, 100, 3, 100, 4, 100, 5, 100, 6, 100, 7, 100, 8, 100, 9, 100, 10, 100. That's enough.
You know, one thing about that storytelling class is because she is telling it with kids and adults, she'll have them act like, and they walk through the woods. Do you walking?
boom.
So
Yeah.
I, in my head, I'm just like, I'm picking up some of those things that she's doing.
Okay. Thanksgiving. I know that not all of you may celebrate Thanksgiving, but first of all,
Yes, it's an American. American Canadian.
Canada has it, but it's not this time of year.
Right.
They already did their Thanksgiving.
What is theirs?
I want to say
Is it like in...
the beginning of November or end of October. I know we have some Canadians. Jamie, if you're watching, when
Yeah.
did you celebrate Thanksgiving?
Yeah, 'cause
or am I mistaken and you do it later? I think you do it earlier. So if you can get back to us, Jamie, or anyone else who's from Canada,
That we
and
might
let
not
us
know who's from Canada.
we can tell us when you celebrate Thanksgiving. I thought I saw it already, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. But anyway, of course it impacts our schedule. I mean, we're not going to be able to, Ty's PT is on Monday instead of Wednesday. And my husband is going to have a half a week. And, it's just,
Mom and I have a little Bible study type thing that we usually do on Thursdays that we'll skip that week.
we're going to skip that week and kind of double up the next week.
Because we don't run long as it is.
Yeah, and so it's going to impact. But we're doing. This holiday has been really different.
It has.
Revving up for the holiday season. I don't know if you guys find the same type of thing. First of all, just for Thanksgiving itself, it's going to be different. There's no company this year,
Right.
and there wasn't any last year because of Talia's surgery.
Right. I knew before Thanksgiving I was going to be having neurosurgery. I was just waiting for the official, yes, we're going to get you on the schedule. I got that like right after Thanksgiving. And then it was a scramble to, try to get all the paperwork done.
Yeah, and so my parents usually came, and I just said I can't deal with.
Oh, we still had the hole in my ceiling.
Yeah, that was the other thing. We had the
We
whole
still had,
ceiling.
they might have fixed it like right before Thanksgiving.
They did. So we, excuse me, I need a little water.
I forgot how wacky last year was.
So that kind of stuff has settled down, but because now Ty is gluten-free, dairy-free diet, and the fact that we are basically, we're not completely on board with it because we don't have to be,
Right.
but we're trying to. My husband's probably about 50 to 75%. I'm probably about 75 to 90%. Davina is whatever.
Right, because she doesn't want to really have to give up what she likes, and
And she
doesn't
shouldn't
have to.
So she
Now initially when Dara told me gluten free, dairy free, at first I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, because I had always said as a kid, I love bread and I love cheese. I said this for years after, and I can't imagine ever giving those things up. I need to stop making statements like that, because every time I make a statement, I'm proven wrong. Like, all the time. Every single time.
Yeah.
I can give you reams of examples.
Yeah, well, I think that's true of a lot of people.
But, so I found, early on, we ended up going into it with a mindset of, okay, well, this is an adventure. I have a whole new
Yeah, it's all about the
diet.
It's all about the
and
attitude. If you go into something,
I get to try new foods.
Yeah. If you go into this with an attitude, oh, I can't have this and I can't have that, you're going to be miserable.
And instead it surprised me, and it just how it just sort of like, yeah, okay, this is new. We get to try this stuff. I get to, experiment and look at new recipes and new breakfasts and new this and new that. And honestly, it hasn't felt restrictive.
No, and it's been a family
I mean, I'll
thing.
joke about like when you guys had bread, and I'll be like, way to eat your bread in front of me.
It's been it's been an adventure because, and this is the same way we did moves with the kids, and my parents always did moves when we were transferred, and my father was military as well as my husband. You look at everything at an adventure. We had to look at everything as an adventure. Otherwise, we focus too much on the negative. And
honestly, it's one of the things besides leaning on faith that's been so helpful with dealing with the change of being able to work to being unable to work. I've now been able to focus on the shop, and now it's like this is actually I really. Yes, I don't love not having money, but I do love the fact that I have this shop, that it's really fulfilling, and I wouldn't have had time for that before.
well, it's funny because way back when I was in high school, like freshman and junior year of sophomore year of high school, I remember getting a yearbook. And the only reason I got the yearbook was because we're getting transferred to Belgium for my last 2 years of high school, and I wasn't going to see these people anymore. So I got the yearbook, and one of the seniors had put a Bible verse, or a rendition of a Bible verse that stuck with me for a long time, and it's one of my favorites. It's, whenever God closes a door, he opens a window.
And
it's very much of a way to look at things, at least for us, to try to make the best of whatever. The other one is a very secular one. If you get lemons, you make lemonade.
Well, I like the Helen Keller version, which is kind of a mixture, where she says, when one door closes, another one opens, but oftentimes we stare too long at the one that's closed that we miss
it.
the one that is newly opened. And I'm paraphrasing her, but I love that idea because it's so true. I mean, I know after I stopped working, there is a long period, now part of it's a grieving process, which is naturally you do have to go through, where you just look at what you lost and you're staring at that door. And I had another one open, and it's something that I can be thankful for.
Yeah, and you have to be careful. I keep saying you, and I mean the all-inclusive you.
Yes,
because that's just the way I speak. I'm not saying to anybody in particular. We have to be.
And everyone's temperament is different,
right?
And everyone's life circumstances are different.
And we need.
For me, that's how I cope, though.
Right. We need to be able to remember that not everybody copes the same way, but for me and for our family, we have learned to try to be open to what is being offered when something is taken away. Not say it's easy.
No.
But
I can definitely tell you that I cried for many days about more than days about losing that career. And if I open something with a reminder, it still makes me sad, but it's not the same. I can deal with it.
And there's so many avenues and so many roads that we get led down that we would never have considered or thought about, or maybe even been available if we had gone on a different path. So, and this is what, I guess, to tie it into Thanksgiving, is one of the things we want to think about, the things we have to be thankful for, that we have other abilities, we have other options, we have talents and gifts, and we have friends, and we have family, and we have
I know that there are plenty of people who are not as blessed.
No, of course. Of course.
Well, they're blessed, but maybe their lives are not in as good of a place as ours is.
They're different situations.
Yeah.
They're different situations. But, and it's easy for us to say, well, we have all this available to us. But
because I don't want to come off as like insensitive, someone who is in a really miserable place.
And there are people who have it much, much worse than we do. And that's that's the other thing, is that comparisons, as far as I can tell, serve no purpose.
No, honestly, it only makes you miserable.
It makes you miserable. Comparisons, what might make me miserable might look like nothing to somebody else. Okay? And it's unfair to judge somebody, their state of their heart and mind, their misery, based on the fact that it looks like they have everything. Some people can be, surrounded by friends and stuff. I look at they're surrounded by friends and still be lonely. You can be lonely in a crowd. So it's everybody has, someone can appear to have everything and not have what they want or what they need.
Yeah, so we have a lot to be thankful for, and so that's kind of also the idea that we went into with, okay, the diet is changing. So Thanksgiving is going to have to look different. So I'm making some of my own stuff, and Mom's making stuff that the rest of the family can have, and
some of the stuff. I'm adjusting recipes.
Yes, and some recipes are being adjusted. Now the pasta dish is not, but I'm making my own pasta dish.
It couldn't be done because they didn't have some of the ingredients I needed.
Also the noodles.
Well, you had your own noodles.
That wasn't one that was already baked in?
Yeah, it was, but I was going to use your noodles.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure Dad would have eaten that.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. I have to be careful because my husband is very good about it, but he doesn't have to do some of those things.
I mean, it's Thanksgiving.
It's Thanksgiving, so
and I was okay. I liked this noodle dish that I made.
And he is extremely he.
From the get-go, he was super supportive of this diet.
Yeah, he finds recipe books. He finds Ty can eat bread.
Yeah.
Okay, and not all the breads.
Right, but he's made adjustments for me.
And I'm not talking about nauseous, horrible, hard, rock like bread. It's good stuff.
So I'm making the pumpkin pie filling, which I was eating earlier. We found a gluten-free, dairy-free crust at Martin's. They didn't have the normal crust. We got a
Well, they
graham
had
cracker
it, but it wasn't available.
It wasn't available, so we got a graham cracker one.
Gluten-free, dairy-free.
Yeah, gluten-free, dairy-free. And then I'm also making my pasta dish. I'm making my own stuffing. Because they didn't have any of the box stuff, so I am going to be cutting. I'm learning to make stuffing, y'all. And I'm making my own gravy. Yes, I will probably have my legs elevated during all this.
I'll be making.
One second. I'm making buttermilk biscuits.
Yes, with buttermilk biscuits
Buttermilk.
without milk and without.
Yeah, they're gluten-free, dairy-free. And gluten-free, dairy-free cornbread.
Yes.
So, I'm kind of psyched, y'all. It's going to be so fun.
It's going to be fun. This isn't. And then I've got the turkey, obviously.
Which I can eat.
I'm changing up the potato recipe so that with
Yes, and potatoes are some of my favorites.
vegetable.
I can't decide if I should eat the
butter.
cornbread or the buttermilk with the turkey and the
I'm not
potatoes.
finished.
Sorry.
The
Love you.
the
Yum, yum,
the
yum, yum.
potatoes that I'm changing up. The butter is vegan and the milk is non-dairy.
Are you using my almond or are you using the silk, do you think?
I don't know. And then after that, okay, the potatoes, I have the string beans, almondine, which I'm going to be changing out the butter, and the cranberry sauce doesn't need to be changed out for the cooking. Poor Davina, she wanted the cranberry sauce that is shaped like a can, and I found out it had high fructose corn syrup. She's not getting that. I'm not giving her that. And then what else do we have? Oh, I'm going to change up my brownie recipe so it's gluten-free, dairy-free. So that'll be good. I've done that before. And I've done that with pineapple upside down cake too.
Right.
And then what else do we have coming in? Might have peas and possibly corn.
Well, no, you said you're having the green beans.
I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess I won't have the peas, but I might have
Yeah.
the corn, depending if Daddy finishes what he has. So we're going to have, on the pasta, which I couldn't really change up, the pasta is going to be kind of a hybrid, because dairy bothers me a little bit, but I couldn't find
Dairy
everything.
bothers you a lot.
I'm going to have the regular noodles.
And dairy bothers Dad as well.
Yeah, I'm going to have the regular noodles, the regular sauce, the vegan cheese.
Just don't tell Davina.
One kind of the vegan cheese, and the other cheese is lactate. Provided I can get all this stuff.
Right, because we've had some issues getting stuff. Now, I luckily got just about everything I ordered last night.
Oh, I
It
forgot
came
the
in.
soups.
Oh, yeah.
Daddy, my husband made clam chowder. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the dairy-free heavy cream. I am making a wedding soup that I'm changing up so it is dairy-free, gluten-free. And then the one that's up in the air is the zuppa toscana. I'm waiting to see if I can get the heavy cream that is dairy-free. If I can, then Talia will be able to eat it. If I
Right.
can't, then Talia won't be able to eat
We
it.
have to see what my my zuppa toscana recipe has for it. Maybe it doesn't use heavy cream.
Yeah, we'll have to take a look.
Because I made zuppa toscana.
We'll have to take a look.
So we might still be able to make it. We just might have to change it up to the ingredients that mine has, and then maybe make a hybrid of the two recipes.
Yeah.
Because we didn't like how the one I did ended up more like with ground sausage all throughout.
Well, that was, I think, part of what you did with the sausage. And maybe you got different sausages. Or
Well,
something.
what I did is they had me cook it on the by itself on the stove.
Right. See, what I do is, for mine, all you do is you bake it for a little bit, and then you put it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think if we do a hybrid of the two recipes, we might be okay.
And that should be, then she'll have her soup. So
yeah.
we're changing
my
it up.
favorite
And
soup.
this is exciting. It's a little scary. That way we won't like everything, but.
Well, you know what's exciting? It's probably a good one for not to have people because if something's a flop, it's just us.
Yeah. So, and we've been doing a lot of research. It's been an adventure.
She found a website that she has been obsessing over. It's called Gluten Free on a Shoestring, and she has it up all the time. I'll walk in and what are you looking at? Gluten Free on a Shoestring. Oh, okay then. It's like her new obsession.
I'm a good mom.
Yes, she is. Mm-hmm. And then we of course have the place where you can find candy and stuff like that.
Yeah. So we're. I mean, the things that we can't change, we can let them go. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's we can let it go. It's not going to hurt us to let it go. Some of the stuff. I mean, I don't have to have tons of candy. None of us have to have tons of candy.
No.
And it's really more of a.
And honestly, when we used to have the chip dip, the chip and veggie dip, it was because we were seeing from the TV with family who we hadn't seen for a while in between courses. It's not as necessary when it's just us.
Right, it's not necessary. So we just, I asked my husband if he wanted to have a vegetable tray this year, and he said no. He said we don't need to be eating all the time. So, yeah.
Honestly, in between courses, I'll probably take that as my little relaxation time to recharge.
Right, and It's gonna
I'm
be
not cooking at
It's
the
gonna
time.
be different, but I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I
And
think
it's-
so,
And
too.
we're gonna, I want to make an effort to figure out what we're thankful for, because we have a lot to be thankful for. I mean, you
I think
guys,
so.
you guys are awesome.
Yeah.
You guys,
are amazing.
You guys are amazing. So supportive. So you're just amazing. And
Yes.
we are very thankful for you guys. So
For all the support that you provide.
and then we will head into Advent, and maybe we'll start doing some homemade stuff, and we're home. Why not?
Right. I mean, we do have. I have that. They have the same lady who did the holiday booklets that had the pumpkin pie filling. She has things for holiday, like cookies and stuff. And so does my everything gluten free, dairy free book. It has cookies in it.
And this lady that I've found has a lot of things.
So
The one thing that's going to be a little challenging for me to do, I might not be able to pull it off, which is really sad because it's Talia's favorite cookie, is my biscotti.
yeah.
My chocolate biscotti. It's just very difficult to get all the ingredients in a gluten-free, dairy-free manner. So we'll
Yeah.
see what happens. Maybe I can pull off a mini miracle on this with God's help.
And if
So-
not, there are other options.
yeah, there are other options. Now, I will probably make sure I have some things. We usually go around the neighborhood. We'll be doing it this year. But there's a family that generally comes to our house if we don't get there first, because we've been doing it so long for them. And I want to have something available for them that they can, that doesn't have to necessarily be gluten-free, dairy-free.
No, they can have something
yeah.
that's just make enough for them. They're a biggish family.
Yeah, they're a fairly good-sized family. And honestly, I'll put them in the cookie jar, and Daddy and Davina, I can eat them. I don't have to have
Right, we can just
gluten-free,
put my
dairy-free.
stuff separate.
Yeah, so... And yeah, so now that we've waffled about food, we want to let you know because we're kind of excited.
I'm kind of super excited about it. I mean, it's my stuff on my side. Don't touch my stuff.
That's what she thinks.
Mine. My
That's
stuffing.
what she thinks.
My
That's what
gravy.
she thinks. Since I'm
My
putting
cornbread.
effort into a lot of this stuff, that's what she thinks.
My cornbread. Although, I'm
Shall I
interested.
say
I'm interested-
my mashed potatoes?
I'm interested to see if you like how my stuffing turns out. I'm
I
really
think I will.
excited
I think I
because
will.
it's from scratch. I've never made stuffing from scratch before.
It'll be
Like
fun.
I'm gonna be cutting it into the bread into cubes.
I think I'm gonna have to do that.
No, I decided to do it on. I have my day set aside. That's Monday.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be cutting my bread into cubes, and I'll be flavoring it. I've got little like celery, diced celery pieces that they managed to get for me. It's so cool, y'all.
So it's gonna be we're gonna have let us know what you guys are planning for Thanksgiving. How have your traditions gonna be different this year?
How are they gonna be the same?
How are they gonna
What
be
are
the
your
same?
traditions?
What are your traditions? How do you celebrate? Big, small, quiet, boisterous? What do you do? We'd love to know. And what are you thankful for?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to tell us, but
No.
if you want to,
But
that
if
would
you
be
want
kinda
to,
neat.
fill the comments with gratitude. We'll be very happy to see that.
Let's knock out some of this negativities.
Yeah.
Let's do our part to make things positive.
Yeah.
And thankful and grateful, and there's enough negativity out there. Let's do something about it.
Maybe we can lift somebody's mood.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to do that. Make somebody
Uh,
happy.
I mean, who knows? I mean, hopefully it won't make other people feel down, but I'm hoping it'll
Mm-hmm.
instead bring people's mood up instead of making them feel like miserable. That'd be sad.
So yeah. So having said that, I think we should probably say goodbye because I hear my husband in the kitchen, and
I'm getting hungry.
I need to use the facilities. So
I'm sure everyone wanted to know that.
so we.
That's not being edited out, by the way.
I don't care.
Okay, then.
So we want to thank everybody for spending time
I'm thankful
with
for
us.
this shirt. It's comfy.
Yes, and
Feel
I think
this. Feel this.
Yes, this is very comfy, and these are very comfy. So we want to say thank you for joining us, and we hope you have a wonderful, blessed Thanksgiving or week, and we wish you the best of everything, knitting, crocheting, whatever it is that makes you happy. We hope to see you here next week, or actually about 10 days, for the Fun of the Woman Cave. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 429, and that's a wrap.
You do not know how to use that thing.
I do it just that.
Let's do that again.
No, I did it already.
Okay. Bye, y'all.